You know what? If you could erase your worst memory, which one would it be?
I would say, okay, I think maybe childhood traumatic memories, yes. Maybe for me, I know that, like, my dad is a great person. Like, I have an amazing dad, but I saw him in sometimes not the best light when families get in situations or, if you're honest, frustrations and spankings, and you sometimes don't see your parents in the best light. Does that make sense?
Yes, of course.
And so maybe if I could, like, delete that one thing, and then I could see them for who they really are. Because sometimes you don't see people for who they really are when you see them in their bad. Does that make sense? Memories sometimes, man, they sometimes cause you to feel some type of way about somebody, and you almost can't forget. So you're like, oh.
You hold it against
them.
them.
Then you hold it against them, but I know, I have an amazing dad, you know? Like, my mom went through a lot.
Yeah.
I am Papi, I mean the best. Like, I hate saying that, but if I could delete some things of some moments where you're like, oh, but then you look back and you're like, oh, maybe you had a lot of pressure on your life. Maybe you're the only one in this country from your entire family. You're alone. Now, as an adult, I could be like, okay, I could get it. I have a better understanding. And that's why I wish I could forget so I could have
a better relationship.
Yes. And my dad's much older. Like, my dad's about to be 80. Like, I have a much older father, and like, I get so scared at the idea of, like, if we don't get to that good place, you know? I FaceTimed him today, like, back there, and he's with my sister. Him and my sister are so close. And if I'm honest, I envy the relationship that they have. They're so close. And I'm maybe just a mama's girl, and she's a daddy's girl, but, like, I yearn for that because I don't know what that's, I don't know.
Can you try?
Yeah, I want to. I just would love that.
Old. I've had 4 boyfriends my entire life. Aaron Flores, hi, thank you. I was with you for 9 years, you guys, 9 years. This is a long time.
I have said before that I absolutely have cheated in a past relationship with my first boyfriend, who I was with for like 10 years. So I was reckless.
You was wild.
So you
reckless.
cheated,
but have you
the same guy from 15 to 25.
Okay, there's a difference
Wanted to see what was out there, people.
There's a difference between... I'm just gonna leave. I'm so sorry, Chris.
I have been waiting to meet my beautiful girlfriend.
Your girlfriend? And we shot this movie actually 2.5 years ago, right before Ja went in.
winter never runs out on me. Sing.
I'm dating a man who has children. And was it ideal, a situation? Like, was I out here saying, okay, I'm seeking out a man with kids? Absolutely not. I don't think that's ideal for anybody, but I fell in love with somebody who had kids. I am gonna be 30 this year. He's older than me, and he has children. And it was scary at first, and the idea of it was scary. I was like, But then I fell in love with him, and it was like you accept everything about somebody when you love them.
Yeah, but I can't accept your baby mother because she work on my nerves.
No, okay, and I hear that.
Too much.
I really enjoy being a girlfriend.
I love that.
Like, I really enjoy that.
So do you think you're the type of girl who'd be okay with being a girlfriend forever, or you think that you would want somebody to propose to you?
No, I absolutely want to get married.
But in your own time.
But in my own time. So we get ourselves together, we go to dinner, we go to a restaurant. We're in upstate New York where my parents live. And I noticed the restaurant was empty, but there's upstate New York, hey. Okay, I thought maybe, And so we sit down, we have an amazing dinner. And at the end of the dinner, Lenny is like, you guys, I wanted to talk to you guys about something. So I naturally think, you're gonna make me cry. I naturally think, it's the intentions talk of like, I have great intentions for your daughter. We've been together. In March, it'll be 6 years.
Wow.
And my family was just, for him to express his love for me the way he did, he pretty much gave an amazing speech to my family. And that meant so much to me, how much he loves me. And it was a beautiful, beautiful speech he gave. Here's a little gift, and I'm giving it to her, but I'm hoping you all will accept it. I know what she deserves, and I know what she's worth, and I want to give that to her, but if you'll just give me 4 months, he says, random. He's like, I know what I have to do because she's worth it. So I'm just asking for you guys to give me time. And in the meantime, here is a token, a symbol of my love for her and what I plan to do, what my plans are. And I hope that you guys will accept this. So he gives me a box. It looked like one of those Gap boxes that you get a t-shirt in with, the tissue paper was on top. And so I pull it out and I go to open, and I open the tissue paper, and it was carrots. But I was like, is this the harvest of our love? I don't know.
You're trying to see the symbolism.
I'm like, is this a symbol of like, this is some harvest? Like, this is the vegetable of our love, the fruit.
Yes.
So I'm like, in that moment, I start crying, and I'm just like, of course, like, don't be stupid. Of course, my whole family starts crying. They're celebrating the carrots. That's my family, though. They're like, oh my God, we love you. My dad is like, come here, son, of course.
Yeah.
Even if Adrienne didn't want you, we're keeping you. That sort of thing. And we're celebrating these. My mom comes over to give me a hug, and it all happened so fast that I turned around, and Lenny is on his knee.
Oh my God.
If you'll say yes to those carrots, will you say yes to this? And that was my reaction.
Oh my goodness.
I just love that man so much.
Can we get him on the phone right now?
My goodness.
I love me some him. I'm just so happy.
On the reel, we go on hiatus for the summers. And I just decided one day, I was like, nope, I'm not gonna work this summer. I'm gonna take off for 4 months and I wanna go and study abroad.
I didn't get a chance to properly introduce my best friend in the entire universe. 11 years ago, I was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, standing on a stage, singing to Jesus. And halfway through the first song, I was singing out here to Jesus, but I was looking down in the 5th row, 3rd chair over, and in my heart I was singing, "Isn't she lovely?" And I was singing, "You are so beautiful." Can I keep it real? Can I keep it real? To me. And then I met her dad at the end of the service. I didn't even know it was her dad, but I happened to be on my best behavior. I said things like, "Yes, sir. Praise the Lord. Blessed. Amen. Hallelujah. Highly favored." All that kind of stuff. So I passed the test and he said, "I'd like you to meet someone." And he brought this gorgeous woman and I touched her hand and the Lord said, "Be careful what you say next." I think he knew I had the ability to blow it, you know. "Be careful what you say next, because this is your wife." And 5 months later we were married, and that was 11 years ago.
I was living with the person when I was.
And he didn't give you a key and you was living
That's what I'm
there?
trying to tell you.
You left that little detail out to Auntie
When
Lonnie.
I was on hiatus from here, I'd spend the summers in New York because we don't work during the summer. And so I was like, stop looking like that.
How did you get in the house if
You
he
had to
wasn't
knock
home?
on the door?
I'd wait till he was coming home, or like I'd make myself busy.
Hell no, that's crazy.
Yeah. I had a boyfriend who wouldn't give me the password to his phone. And I thought that was...
I didn't have that either at that time.
Oh, you didn't have that either?
No.
Well, that's a check, bye-bye.
Girl, I've never been so excited to see orange carrots in my entire life.
I came home and made a lot of life changes and life decisions that I'm really proud of myself for. I feel like the fact that I was able to go somewhere where I knew no one and start all over again reminded me that I could always start all over again.
I kind of feel I did that, but I was able to come home with the life I wanted, with an idea of who I want to be, where I want to go, what I wanted out of my life, and make decisions that were genuinely going to make me happy. So I know that a lot of you guys have been asking me, whether it's been on Instagram, through social media, you know, where is your ring? Are you still engaged? And it's been a very hard decision for me to make. And through this summer, I went on my little Eat, Pray, Love journey, and it was a time for me to come to terms with my own truth and my honesty. And I am not engaged anymore. And it was a hard decision to make when you're with somebody for such a long time. I think as women, we have a hard time with change. It was hard for me. But you have to be true to yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. And I think having time on my own gave me that.
Absolutely.
3 weeks later.
Israel at the time was my neighbor. He lived downstairs, and I was on the 4th floor, he was on the 2nd floor, but we would constantly like get packages for each other, like that sort of thing. Like if you're out of town, I'll look out for you. If I'm out of town, you look out for me. And I had started setting him up on dates with some of my friends. Okay, so I had set him on dates, and the girls would come back and they'd be like—
5 years ago, folks.
And I can they'd be
5
like—
years ago, folks.
And I can they'd be
5
like—
years ago, folks.
And I—
Do you think any one man could take care of her? No.
Oh, I think so. I think it's special man. A special man. Yeah. But outside—
Would you go to church on a first date if you were invited?
Adrienne?
I absolutely would go on someone to church for a first date. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
A guy I dated, I actually met him in church.
We met in New York City at a church called CCC.
And I guess, is that, well, that's not a first date, but I absolutely would go with someone to church on a first date.
Yeah. I want a guy who knows the words to the song and like moves a little bit. Not,
Or
you know,
lift up their hand.
Yeah.
To see a guy like
Church
lift
is
up his
just-
hands.
no, I'm
that is
sorry.
awesome.
It's a good place to get to know people.
Yeah, especially if he's not ashamed.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
Surrendering.
No,
Trust me,
no,
guys.
Guess what, guys?
What?
What? I'm dating.
Oh!
You are?
So I will have a Valentine's date. I
One week later.
When you focus on the cute little young hot tender thing, do you lose focus on your fitness?
They work too.
Focus on your business.
I just want to make an announcement.
What?
I am not pregnant. Let's start there. I just want to put that out there. I am happy. I am wearing slightly larger clothing. It is making me very happy, just as happy as the food is. You go on more dates.
Yeah, you do.
And you
eat out
drink
more. You
Drink.
drink wine. You have deep conversations while continuing to drink that wine.
Yeah.
And I think it's wonderful.
I do too.
It is.
What you gonna say, Lonnie Love, honey?
I think Adrienne is in love.
Me too. I think so too.
You got that little sparkle in your eye.
She got that sparkle.
She does.
She got that little cute chubby weight in her cheek.
Adrienne, I call it the love game.
Yeah.
That means you are in love, Missy.
Yeah, you.
Oh, thanks. Having a good time, party people.
Yes, that's right.
Just having a good time in the dating world.
my friend.
4 to 6 weeks later.
And both Israel and I had gold love rings. And funny enough, that's where the paparazzi took pictures of us. So technically, they captured our first date beautifully.
If you're being real, like you want to talk to the man and you're like, yo, you got me out here looking crazy. Like, let me see the paperwork. Crazy thing is, him and his ex-wife actually filed under their initials and not under their names. So when Page Six and a lot of these other news outlets went to go look for divorce documents, they couldn't find them because they were under their initials for their privacy. So my publicist, who was me and Jeannie's publicist at the time, called me and was like, hey, there is nothing there. I looked over, I said, they said there's nothing there. Where's the, and it was that they were under their initials, and when they found them, I was like, and they had been filed so long back, and he just chose to disclose that the marriage was over way later once children and everybody was like settled in.
I had recently announced that I had been divorced, even though I had been divorced for quite a while.
I announced a divorce way after I had gotten divorced.
You need to know if somebody's married.
Okay.
This may come as a shock to some of you guys, but after about a year of being single, I am now dating. So this man pictured here is not married.
How about that?
Praise God. First things first.
No, you guys don't have to explain your relationship to anybody, you know? You guys know what you have. It's something special. It's something magical. We're married. We can see when you got something real.
Yep.
And it's something real.
You know, and we could use you. You know, Lenny's been married before.
Yes.
He's now divorced.
My older daughter, like, at the beginning was a little hesitant. Now she's like our BFF.
How did this go down? We want to know. We're being nosy.
This is a once in a lifetime woman.
So, okay.
I'm bracing myself.
If someone were to choose to practice the wait, which is now something that people are doing where they actually don't have sex until they're married.
Yes.
Now, if someone isn't a virgin, you know, you hear these rumors that they're like, girl, I haven't had sex in so long, I'm a virgin again, right? That's like a funny quote that people say.
Yeah.
How realistic is that? How rejuvenated will I be? Because I feel like if I practice the wait until I get married,
you think it shrivels up?
because I want to pay off.
When we dated, we followed Megan Good and Devon Franklin's book, The Wait.
I had never thought I would do that. That was not my suggestion. I'm just keeping it real. But I appreciated it because I'd never had anybody approach it that way ever before. And I thought this, then I even questioned if it was dumb, like how does this work out? Because like, you know, I normally wouldn't tell somebody to go do that. Now I would though.
I know you guys decided to be celibate before marriage. Can you give his advice on why it's important to wait?
Why is it important to wait?
I think it's important. I think there's multiple reasons. Obviously, I think more than anything, I wanted God's blessing on my marriage, on my relationship. I wanted to do things differently. It's like the saying, is it Einstein said? That literally the definition of insanity is doing the same thing multiple times and expecting the same result, a different result. And I wanted a different result. Worked out pretty good for me.
I would say ditto. For me, I did things wrong for a long time in my life, and so this time around, I wanted to be able to do it right. And I felt like it was also earning trust by saying, hey, if ever we were apart for a week or two, you can trust that I have the discipline and the self-control to stay focused and stay faithful. And so this was a great exercise for us as well.
Monkey syndrome. I'm not gonna lie. I do believe in this.
What's monkey?
What's that?
What's the
Monkey syndrome is, it's like the branches of a tree. Before I let go of this one, I gotta get a good hold of the next one, like the monkey bar. You know? I'm not letting go of this bar until I got a good hold of the next one.
though, you guys, like,
You have to know who you're marrying. In my case, I have to know who he is. I love him.
He's pretty great.
And he's phenomenal. He's a great person with a huge heart. Nobody's perfect. I think everybody deserves a chance at getting it right, including myself. And I think you just want to be happy. And I think being friends for a really long time makes a huge difference in a relationship. You can hear everything from their past, and when you're not their girlfriend, it doesn't affect you the same way.
Right.
So I've known everything. I've known everything about him, and he's known everything about me, but we knew it as friends. So we just took it and was like, dang, and I still like you. I like who you are. I like your heart. You're a good person. So that's my best friend, and I can't wait to marry him.
Yeah.
Like, this is real. This is God. This is soulmate. This is the thing that, you know, people live their whole life to experience. I'm experiencing it.
Look at me. Here I am. Look at all this. Where are we? Oh, okay. Sorry.
This is the life I used to lead, and this is the life I choose to live now. That there is this sense of having a purpose partner in my life for the first time. That, no shade to any other relationship, but I never had that.
I could not go with somebody again, especially if they've already cheated. Because I feel like karma's involved, it's gonna happen to me, and then I also feel like I'll lay with one eye awake all the time, and I can't miss my sleep like that. But I wonder, does she have to, when you get with somebody who has cheated in their past that many times, do you almost have to kind of psychologically accept if it happens to you?
No,
Because it might happen
So
to you.
y'all don't believe that people can change?
Can I ask a question real quick?
It's still a decision you
But
make.
for her to be comfortable, I feel like he needs to state his acknowledgement of why he cheated. You know, he needs to state how he's changed. And he has to show the... And
he
show
show
it, the action. Like, you can't just be like, I ain't a cheater no more.
And he did.
Okay,
for him.
Yeah.
He
says that he met her at the right time, right?
Yeah,
I think it takes a certain woman to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a true
Okay with
believer.
it. Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
a true believer of forgiveness. And I believe prayer can do amazing things. I really do. But I'm just saying, for me, I'm like you, Jeannie. I just feel like that's not my ministry. I wouldn't be able to do it.
I don't think he was sorry because he did not want to be with those women.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? Enough. But people that just lie for the sake of lying is so corny to me.